boys?" Gunnar mumbled, unable to resist sharing his opinion. I nodded in agreement. According to the stories, the free walkers would help with small and meaningless assignments during those 2 days. For compensation, they'd be given tokens with which they could buy equipment or even potions. But I no longer believed in the order and its promises, and I had enough points saved up from the school. I doubted that I'd need any more techniques in the coming years. The only 2 people I believed and was thankful to were 2 old warriors. It was a pity that I didn't know how to repay them. They were unlikely to look for me in order to collect the debt. Bravur, on the other hand, was likely just waiting for me to appear within the Order's walls. The Academy students would probably just use us to run errands for them, or to train with them. I was an idiot thinking that I would never see him again, having become a free walker. I would. To add insult to injury, the difference in status between them and us was huge. Was this why Villacor warned me to stay out of their way and not get on their bad side, so that it wouldn't come to bite me in the ass later? Too bad I didn't listen. I'd take care of it, with Gunnar's help. Approaching the board, I realized that all the posted assignments were rubbish. A bunch of silly tasks from citizens who decided to pay the Order for the help of its warriors to carry them out, despite being so easy that even a child could do so. Or maybe they just wanted to brag to their neighbors how they had the money to hire a warrior. Those who were looking for serious help came here themselves and chose the candidates personally. And in order to join the city guard, you had to pass an exam earlier, or had to know someone who worked there. I glanced at Fator. Someone like your father. This had been the case before, but now nothing was sure anymore. Now there were 3 schools, and accordingly thrice as many workers. This generous gesture of the Order, which had opened its doors to everyone, changed everything once more. I looked around again. Our class produced the most of those who had given up the joy of serving the Order. More than a dozen, more than half of everyone standing here. For example, Fator and Arnid, each with a buddy of theirs. And speaking of the latter, Arnid was the one who pulled the shorter end of the stick. He had spent so much energy on gaining as many followers as possible, only to remain alone. His buddies, whom he proudly called assistants before, preferred serving the Order to running errands. It wasn't surprising that there wasn't even a trace of the usual mocking smile on his face. Just like him, I also had a reason to be dissatisfied. Or did I? What did Villacor say when I refused to study at the Academy? The heavens see everything and forget nothing? She wasn't wrong, as much as it pained me to admit. Because, after all that had happened, I only had Simeon and Yaret left. I could understand the hunters who chose the Order, as they were guaranteed a quiet life for their families, money, power, and respect in the city. A tiny semblance of what they had lost when they moved here. In the end, by their perseverance and my hands, they won the right to join the Order. But I kept wondering, if I cashed in the debt Togrim owed me, would I be able to get the same thing as they did? Especially if he had a couple more decrees over his head? Oddly enough, I felt no resentment. I would leave this part of my life behind. The heavens saw everything after all, and I got what I deserved. There was another person who could have broken promises on his mind. Fator. I didn't see Yuli doting on him. I had no clue what had made them stay together this long. During the last days in camp, the 2 were inseparable. But today he was left behind as well. She had apparently decided that she'd achieve more in the Order. The majority shared her opinion, and had made up their minds as soon as they heard about the possibility of joining the Order's ranks without restrictions. Only our most talented members stood out quite a bit, having plans and dreams that the Order's offer of service couldn't overshadow. Aside from us, I recognized Grasdock and 2 of his companions from the 5th grade, who had also refused to put their fate into the Order's hands. It was difficult to say how the employers would act this year. After all, as we had recently learned, we were considered